Happy almost Halloween! I hope you guys are doing very well. I usually don't care too much for Halloween because I'm scared very easily. But therefore, due to the festivities, I thought it might be a nice thing to share the scariest moments so far that I've ever encountered as an artist, as a performer. And maybe it might be nice for all of us to share, if you'd like to share our scariest moments so far. And I don't know about you, but usually in the moment itself it's not very funny, but afterwards usually you can laugh about it. And so I hope this little vlog will do the same for you. And so if you want to share your experience, maybe we can see some fun stories pop up and get to know one another a bit better. So if you're up to that, do leave your comment below. And without further ado, let's just figure out what happened. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Nathalie, I'm a musician, and we're about to talk the scariest moment in my artistic life so far. Now, if you're a performer yourself, I don't know about you, but I tend to have a pretty overactive imagination sometimes, and like some of my worst nightmares are like going on stage and tripping over my dress, or having a blackout during a piece that I play by memory, or now that I have a pedal and an iPad to play with, sometimes that I can't find the pedal on time and I just screw up the piece entirely. Those are fears. They have not come true yet. I hope they never will. And if so, I hope it's also not going to be too big of a drama. But so we are about to tell the story, or I am about to tell the story that has actually happened. And so if you're up to it, feel free to leave your experience in the comments below. I'm curious to see all the experience that we can collect. So we are going back in time about 3 years ago. I was asked to perform during a ladies' night. This was by an organization that was extremely generous in sponsoring me to go to the US. And so the managers of the group were like, okay, maybe you can play on our ladies' night, and our members have an actual idea of who you are, and they know who they sponsored. So I was like, yes, of course, it would be my honor, love to. And they were really nice, as in like, oh, we'll let you choose the program. We do not have an acoustic piano, but maybe since you're interested in crossover repertoire anyway, you can play a crossover program for us. Have some piano, have some singing, have some classical, some jazz related pieces. That would be lovely. And 20 minutes, that would be perfect. So this conversation was over email, and I was like, yes, of course, 20 minutes on that date, consider it done. So this was about 4 months to due date, let's say, or 4 months to the event. So there was plenty of time to find a nice program, and I did find nice music that I felt comfortable with, that had a nice storyline through it, because that's something that I always prefer if I make a program, that the pieces have at least some relation to one another. And so the day of the performance is happening, and that morning I had to leave. I remember I had to leave in the early afternoon to set up, because I had to bring the keyboard and everything, also the PA, the mic, the whole shebang. And I played through my program in the morning, felt confident, and I was checking my list. I'm a huge list maker. You might have already known that when you watched a couple of other vlogs. And so I went through everything, seemed like I had everything. And I thought to myself, well, maybe it's just good to check the email again to see, that's exactly where I need to be. And I was being my usual meticulous self. So I opened the email, and I saw that in quite a cryptic way, very easy to overlook, but there it was, black on white, that they asked for 2 times 20 minutes of repertoire. definitely a Hitchcock moment. Because, well, if you're an artist yourself, you know, the 20 minutes is not that easily filled, especially if they want some classical and jazz. And, you know, if then you kind of want a coherent program, if you only have 3 hours before you have to leave, and you have to make sure you have an additional 20 minutes, that's quite scary. So my heart definitely stopped in the moment when I saw it, and I was like, oh my dear God. So I ran to the music library in my parents' house studio, because that's where I was living at the moment, pulled open the doors and was really frantically looking for pieces that I remembered, like, okay, this is something that I can practice in a very short time and feel moderately comfortable with. This is something that fits the crossover classical jazz kind of theme. So I mostly picked some pieces by my father, because that's exactly what he does. He writes classical music with jazz-inspired rhythms, or there's some room for improvisation if you want to. So, but obviously you don't want the full weight of the program to be only pieces by my dad. So I made a calculated decision, let's say, and I, like, for 1 hour I practiced the hell out of those pieces, made sure that I could turn the pages myself, because that's also something you need to think about. At that time I didn't have an iPad yet. So okay, I was like, cool, we have the program. I can do 2 times 20 minutes. It's gonna be okay. And I'm absolutely gonna make sure that these people have no idea that something was wrong. We're gonna go full poker face, be like, okay, I've got this, we can make this work. And so I drive to the venue, I set up, I meet the manager of the group and the manager of the restaurant that I was going to perform at. Super friendly people. I was trying to be my most charming self. Be like, oh, hi, how are you doing? Yes, I'm absolutely looking forward. Thank you so much again. And you know, the event starts and the first 20 minutes go. I made sure that I had some of the new pieces in my first block of 20 minutes and some of the known repertoire or some of the previously decided on repertoire in each of the 20 minutes, right? So that I didn't only have new pieces in the first section and only new pieces or only known pieces in the last one. So the event is going on. It's a lovely atmosphere. The food was delicious, and 2 times 20 minutes were played, performed, talked about, because that's also something that I highly value as a performer, to also show the audience, like, what is the connection between the pieces. And I do have to admit that I maybe have talked a little bit longer than I usually do. But they seem to like it. And so after the 2 times 20 minutes, I was invited to sit with some of the members of the group just at one of the tables where there was a free spot, and we could mingle a bit, and everybody seemed happy. I could let the stress go. I am pretty sure no one noticed that something was off. And I lived to tell the tale, because here I'm sitting telling it. So that is my definitely one of the scariest moments in my life ever. I hope I never have to go through that again, because if you need to double your repertoire, especially on the day of the event, thinking back to it, I can feel my heart pounding faster again already. Maybe it's because I've actually gone through it and I actually know what it felt like. But oh man, it definitely shortened my life for a little bit. True, it could have been worse, right? It could have been that they asked 1 hour of repertoire and I needed to double that. Thank God that didn't happen, but here we are. So, if you want to share your own story, please do so in the comments below. I would love to read them and get to know you a little bit better through that. And if you don't want to, that's totally fine. I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was something new, and I actually really enjoyed telling this little snippet. And maybe fun announcement. I have now officially set up a Patreon, which is really cool, but now I'm having a bit of trouble uploading this things that I want to upload to it. So it might take me like 2 or 3 extra weeks to get everything on it that I want to have on it yet. But so if you want to check it out, I will leave a link in the description box below. And I will see you again next week with a music video as usual. And the week after, I will be talking again about something. I have not decided yet what. If you have a suggestion, I hope you know by now that I am always happy to fulfill a request if you want to. So feel free to leave that also in the comments. And I hope you have a lovely weekend. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.